Now we're going to read a story about some kooky clowns. It's called Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type, and then we'll make our cow crown afterwards. Let's start by reading the story. Click, Clack, Moo, Cows That Type. By Doreen Corin, pictures by Betsy Lewin. Click, clack, moo, cows that type. Farmer Brown has a problem. His cows like to type. All day long he hears click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. He does not look happy about it. At first he couldn't believe his ears. Cows that type? Impossible. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Going to investigate. He couldn't believe his eyes. Dear Farmer Brown, the barn is very cold at night. We'd like some electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. It was bad enough that the cows had found the old typewriter in the barn. Now they wanted electric blankets? No way, said Farmer Brown. No electric blankets. So the cows went on strike. They left a note on the barn door. Sorry, we're closed. No milk today. Because the cows make the milk on the farm. No milk today, cried the Farmer Brown. In the background, he heard his cows busy at work. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. The next day, he got another note. Dear Farmer Brown, the hens are cold too. They'd like electric blankets. Sincerely, the cows. Uh-oh, what do you think the chickens are going to do? Or excuse me, the hens are going to do? The cows were growing impatient with the farmer, and they left a new note on the barn door. No eggs, cried Farmer Brown in the background. He heard them. Click, clack, moo, click, clack, moo, clickety, clack, moo. Closed. No milk, no eggs. That's what the sign says. As the hens make the eggs. Uh-oh. Cows that type, hens on strike. Who ever heard of such a thing? How can I run a farm with no milk and no eggs? Farmer Brown was furious. He needs them. Farmer Brown got out his own typewriter. Dear cows and hens, there will be no electric blankets. You are cows and hens. I demand milk and eggs. Sincerely, Farmer Brown. Uh-oh, they're playing hardball. Duck was a neutral party. You can't eat a duck's eggs, and he doesn't make milk, so Duck was a neutral party, so he brought the ultimatum to the cows. What is the ultimatum? Let's see. The cows held an emergency meeting. All the animals gathered around the barn to snoop, but none of them could understand moo. All night long, Farmer Brown waited for an answer. Duck knocked on the door early the next morning. He handed Farmer Brown a note. Dear Farmer Brown, we will exchange our typewriter for electric blankets. Leave them outside of the barn door, and we will send Duck over with the typewriter. Sincerely, the cows. Farmer Brown decided this was a good deal. He left the blankets next to the barn door and waited for the duck to come with the typewriter. You see the cows have their blankets, and then look, the hens have their electric blankets to keep them warm at night. We should have that. The next morning, he got a note. Dear Farmer Brown, the pond is quite boring. We would like a diving board. Sincerely, the ducks. Click, clack, quack. Click, clack, quack. Clickety, quack, quack. Oh no. Now the ducks want something. Oh, looks like they got it. See, they got their diving board. Silly ducks. Okay, boys and girls. Now let's make our cow crown in honor of that silly book, How's the Type. Okay, first thing you're gonna need is some crayons, preferably a black or brown crayon, because cows are usually black or white or brown and white, or any way you want to make them. I'm gonna make my cow look like the cows from the book, okay? So I start by coloring maybe just his spots. You don't need to color his whole face. Color this black spot. Color, color, color. Color it in. Okay, maybe I'll find a pink. A pink so I can, I'm gonna color his ears, the inside of his ears pink. And then his nostrils pink. That look good. What about his horns? What color should we color his horns? Let's color them brown. These cows just had white horns. I'm gonna give mine brown horns just to be a little different. Okay, so we've colored his head. Now we're gonna color his legs. So you get that black crayon back out. You can find it, like me, I just sat it somewhere and I guess I lost it. Don't worry, I have another one. And color, 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 coloring the cow. Color him in, color all of his spots. There, his hooves. What color should his hooves be? I'll make mine gray. And you can make your cow any way you want, boys and girls. If you want to be creative and make yours like a magical rainbow cow, that's okay with me. Okay, so good. We have colored our cow parts and now we are going to cut them out. Okay, I have cut out the pieces to my cow crown and now I am going to put them together. The instructions say the first thing you're going to do, these are your strips. I know it says sentence strips, these are your sentence strips. So you're going to take your cow's head and you're going to glue it to the center of one of the strips. I take my cow's head, I put some glue on the back and glue it down to the center, just like that. You don't want his mouth hanging over too much or that will go in your face. Then you take his legs and glue them on either side, far enough so your face is not gonna have a leg in it. Okay, you want your face to be under the cow's face, okay? So I have one leg here. We'll put the other leg like so, right here, okay? There you go, moo. Then you're going to take your other sentence strip and in the middle of that, you're going to glue your tail. Your cow's gonna have a tail. So take out your string and kind of fray the end of it because cows have tails that have like little patches of fur on the back. So kind of fray it like that if you can, okay? And then you get out your glue again and just glue it down to the center of your strip, okay? Finally, you are going to take the two strips and staple them together. So I'm just gonna take this strip. You could staple it, or if you didn't have a staple, you could glue it too. Wanna line them up neatly. Staple there, and then staple there. And then you'll kind of wrap it around your child's head to get it the right fit. And staple it again. And there you have it. You have a cow crown. How cute is that? Moo. Next up, we are going to do our chicken craft. But before we get started on that, I'm going to read you this story about a chicken named Rosie. This book is called Rosie's Walk by Pat Hutchinson's. Rosie's Walk. Oh, we can tell. Where does Rosie live, boys and girls? That's right, she lives on a farm. For Wendy and Steven. Rosie the hen went for a walk. Across the yard. Who's following Rosie? Mr. Fox. Boing! Uh-oh. Mr. Fox looks like he got hurt there. Around the pond. Oh, here comes Mr. Fox again. Don't get Rosie. Splash. Fell into the pond. There's two frogs. They're like, hey, get out of here. Over the haystack. Here comes the fox again. Is he gonna get her? No. Falls right into the hay. He's too heavy. She walks right past him. Past the mill. Here he is passing the mill. Uh-oh, looks like something's tied around Rosie's foot. What's that gonna do? All the flour got all over him. Mr. Fox having a bad day. Through the fence. Here he comes. He's jumping over the fence. What's gonna happen? Oh, he falls into a wagon or a cart. Oh no, it's rolling out of control under the beehives. Uh-oh, I hope those bees don't sting poor Mr. Fox. They're stinging his butt up. And Rosie got away. And she got back in time for dinner. She's going back into the hen house to eat some dinner and lay some eggs. Now let's do our farm chicken craft. Okay, so we'll have this from your learning kit. We'll take off the instructions here. And the first page that you see is some eggs. Then we see the red hen and a little bag of other stuff. Let's first do the eggs, shall we? So boys and girls, you can use crayons to decorate the eggs. You can use markers. I'm gonna use watercolors. And I'm gonna show you a special technique of how I'm going to decorate my eggs. I want my eggs to be speckled eggs. So I'm going to take my watercolors and I'm just gonna go like this with the brush. You might wanna do it outside. Flick it. So you get these speckled eggs. Speckle, 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 speckled. And you can make them two different colors too. So I did blue. Let's make them patriotic. I'm gonna do blue and red. Flick it. Flick it with your finger or just, that's a big flick though. Then you get that big wet mark. So it's easier just to flick it with your fingers and the brush. Okay, So I've got my speckled eggs. That was easy. You don't have to speckle yours. You could paint yours if you want. Whatever floats your boat. Okay, so I have my speckled eggs. I'm gonna put those aside because they're gonna have to dry for a little bit. And now I'm gonna look at my hen, okay? You are going to cut out your hen and copy it on red construction paper, just like the little red hen. Oops. Cutting out my hen, almost done. And there she is. Okay, the hen is missing something. She needs a beak. So I have my piece of orange paper. I'm just gonna do a little triangle for the beak. Just like that. And I'm gonna put the beak right on the hen's face. Just like that. Okay, so now my hen's done. My eggs are still drying. Now I'm going to work on the last part of the craft where I'm gonna put it all together on a piece of construction paper, or you could just use white paper, whatever you have around your house, okay? So I have my paper, and now I'm going to make like a little nest for my hen to sit in. So I take my brown piece of paper that was included, and I'm just making strips. This is a good time for the kids to practice their cutting skills because you're just cutting straight across the paper. Little strips. Just like that, okay? And then I'm gonna glue my strips down to kind of make a nest. So I'm just gonna do a bunch of glue right down here on the bottom. Just a bunch of glue. And then I'm just gonna start sticking. There's no real right or wrong way to do it. Just start sticking them down to make your nest. I need a little bit more glue. Almost done. A little bit more glue down here. And voila, I have a nest. What needs to go in my nest first? Well, the hen does. So I'll put a little bit more glue. There's already some glue on there, so I think she'll stick pretty well. There she is, she's in her nest. What is she missing? Her eggs, of course. So you get back out your eggs and you get to choose how many eggs you want to go in your nest. How many do you think I should do, boys and girls? Let's see, we'll do 1. I mean, you could even do all of them. Gosh, how many eggs would that be if we decided to do all of them? There's 1, 2, 'Need a little bit more glue for this egg. 2. That's 1. 3. Now I'm just gonna do 3 for time's sake, but guys, you can see there's a lot more than 3 here. So you could do as many as are on the page, or you could do more than 3 or less than 3. It's all up to you. The last part is this. The hen laid blank eggs. So you're gonna count up your eggs. You're gonna glue this onto the top of the page where you can see it. Just like that. And count up your eggs. 1, 2, 3. Around and around the tree, that's the way you make a 3. If you can write the 3 on your own, that's fantastic. If you can't write the 3 on your own, have an adult write it in highlighter for you and then you trace over it and give it a shot. Okay, that is our hen craft.